Hi, I'm Titli and this is my busy garden. It's pretty warm today, so gardening is going to be a bit challenging, particularly while I'm fasting. Now then, I've got a little helper in the garden today. She's very good. She deadheads, she weeds. You know, when visitors come to stay, I always try to put them to work somehow, either in the garden or in the house. I mean, it's the least they can do. Well, as usual, my tall plants have decided to fall over, so it's bamboo time. I can do a bit of weeding down here as well. Well, that's a bit better. I can get at the lawn to cut it now. A lot of the flowers on this rather large and pretty plant have now finished flowering, so I'm going to cut them out and create a bit more space over here. Well, that's a bit better. I can start to see the path again as well. And the last little job I'm going to do to tidy up the bed is clean up some of this lady's mantle bloom. Oh, that's better. I've got my path back again. I was going through some old paperwork which was left by the previous owners of the house, and I came across this piece of paper and I thought, it's got on it the varieties of all the apple spindles, so now I can tell you what they are. Let's start by the greenhouse. This is a dessert apple called Sunset, which should be ready for harvesting in late September. Left of that is a variety called Katya, again another dessert apple which should be ready in a few weeks' time actually, according to this piece of paper. Next to my pear tree is a variety called Fiesta, another dessert apple which should be ready in about a month's time. Then we've got Grenadier, which is a cooking apple. The one hiding just the other side of this trellis post is called a Rosemary Russet, and it's another dessert apple which should be ready around late September. Then right at the end, next to where I planted the sweet peas, is a variety called Allington Pippin, which should be ready late September, another dessert apple. My cooking apple tree is a variety called Lane's Prince Albert, and according to this piece of paper, the fruit should be ready in early October, so it's still got quite a way to go. But most surprising of all is that I thought this was some kind of cherry tree, but it's not. It's a crabapple tree with botanical name Malus floribunda, and I think I could be forgiven for mistaking this for a cherry tree because the fruits are so small. Mind you, it would explain why the birds are really not interested in the fruit from this tree at all. And of course I know what this one is. It's Pink Lady, and I've been growing it from a seed, but I think it's about time it should be repotted. Oh, look at the roots on that. Yes, my friend, you do need repotting, don't you? Oh yes. Now you can spend the winter in this pot. My beans have been coming on really well in the last couple of weeks, and as you can see they're starting to fill out this frame now. But a lot of them have now reached the top of their poles, so what I'm going to do is pinch out all these growing shoots to help them bush out even more. Pinch it out back to here. That's it. And I've also got little baby beans appearing. I'll be watering these every day now to make sure they get enough moisture to give me lots of beans. It's also time to harvest a little bit more broccoli. Broccoli we had last time actually was really tasty, very tender, very delicious. Woohoo! I think I might make some soup with this and freeze it for the winter. A lot of these are more like sprouting broccoli than the sort of compact heads that you get from the supermarket. Well, that's not bad. There's more to come, and I can tell you from experience, this is absolutely delicious. Do you notice anything about these leaves? About the fact they're half eaten? And do you know why? It's these little critters on the underside. Cute they may be, but a nuisance they are. So I'm going to cut this portion of leaf off and throw it away. And there are some eggs here as well. I'm going to cut those out and throw them away. And the problem is that they start off on the broccoli leaves, but then they find their way up into the broccoli head, so that when you pick them, you have to pick all these maggoty, wormy things out. And these are the creatures that are responsible for laying these eggs. Pretty, but a nuisance. Another thing I've noticed about my broccoli is that some of the lower leaves are starting to turn yellow. Now, brassicas, like broccoli, are particularly heavy nitrogen feeders, so I'm going to put some nitrogen back into the soil with this sulfate of ammonia. I'll just sprinkle some around the base of the plant, and I'll carefully hoe it in, and then give it a bit of a watering. Well, that's another battle fought, but the war goes on. I've got a bit of a problem in this greenhouse, apart from the fact it's kind of full of green, which I suppose is what a greenhouse is supposed to be full of. The problem is that even these chilies on the top shelf here are now starting to fall over. But I have a solution. I'm going to take some string and a drawing pin, and run some string along the edge of the shelf to keep them all back. That should at least stop them falling over. Well, that's all I've got time for this week. Thanks for watching, and do join me next time in Titli's busy garden.